Hey guys, it's Will. In the quantum markets, it's expected to grow to up to $3 trillion in the coming years, currently sitting at around $100 to $200 billion valuation. But before we get into this video, I want you guys to know if you want to stay up to date with the quantum space, make sure to subscribe. Let's get into it. The numbers are in today. Let's take a look. We're up about 1.72% on the portfolio. If you want to learn how to invest in quantum AI tech and turn some of these market swings into your advantage, and you want to join me live at Market Open every day, Monday through Friday, I want to show you exactly how to trade AI, tech, quantum, and space. The things are really changing in the market, especially in 2025. You can get stockmates and learn the strategies, get kind of behind the scenes on what's happening with these gains and how they're taking place. Would love to see you at Market Open. Again, it's that second link down below. So we got into Rigetti stock here. There's a few movers. If we kind of trade the percentages here, you can see a lot of the quantum markets down a little bit. And we got into Rigetti stock yesterday. We've actually been trading it all week long at the support level. Yesterday, I believe it was right around 1170 yesterday that we bought at the market dip. Let's see, where was the market dip? Right here. And then it sold down and we patiently waited. You can see it sold down to 1137, and then we sold it up here later in the day at about $400 profit. And we also sold at market open for a $400 profit, so it was a good 2 days in a row. But then we had a smaller position in Rigetti stock, still holding on to some shares. We still have long term, but the near term trades, we bought back in at the market dip today. You can see this market dip in the first 10 minutes. It started to push up, things looking promising, and then it sold off aggressively. And again, we stayed patient to see if it would validate and bounce at this previous support that it's been bouncing at $11.40. It did bounce. Now it's recovering, and it's basically just a flat position. The indication now is that it's holding above the EMA, breaking above that SMA is indication we could see it continue up in this direction. My EMA and my SMA look a little bit, they look a little bit small, but that's okay. We can change that setting later. QSI, so you got software in quantum. QUBT was down 5%, and you also got IONQ was down about 2.6%. We covered D-Wave yesterday, kind of late, actually. I don't know how many of you guys saw that video. If we could see... Let's go to our analytics really quick. How many people actually saw this video yesterday on D-Wave? Shocking quantum stock price targets that we went over. Let's see how it did. Kind of a cringy thumbnail there. No, it's really good. I love that tech there. 3,500 people yesterday saw this video on D-Wave. And we also are covering some of the AI and tech space. If you guys want to stay up to date, make sure to subscribe. And D-Wave was the one stock really in quantum that's up today. It was up more at one point. You could see at market open at one point, if we kind of map out the percentage gains, the whole market's kind of dipped at market open here. And then D-Wave had what was about a 6% swing. And then it sold back down, and now it's just increased about 1.5%. Also approaching this potential bullish uptrend if it breaks above that 200-day moving average. So overall, quantum market down a little bit. QBTS, the only one that's holding right above. You might say, is there any big news in quantum? I would say there's a lot of promising news in quantum. The thing that is catching our eye, so if you go to, for example, AWS, a lot of these companies, you could look at AWS, but let's pull up Microsoft. And then let's also pull up like Google. Okay, so if we go here, you can check that through the cloud on AWS, they have Rigetti, they have IONQ, IQM, and QEra. What does that mean? Well, essentially what that means is these companies are still in some of their beginning phases. We look at the financials on a lot of these companies, revenue increasing. IBM said that they just recorded $1 billion in revenue with quantum in their last earnings. So that's something you have to pay attention to. The quantum computers are getting plugged into businesses, but a lot of them are still pre-profit. A lot of them hanging negative on the net income. And part of that is you might have really great tech. It's kind of like computers. There's a lot of money dumped into computers for years and years and years. and they didn't become profitable as companies until that research turned into consumer product or was getting plugged into businesses directly for those computers to be used. And so now that we have this distribution, you got IONQ and then also Rigetti here, where you can, through the cloud, so imagine you store your Google Drive folders on Google Drive. A lot of people use Google to store files. Some companies run on AWS. They store all of their files on AWS, including, of course, Amazon, but also Robinhood, and also Netflix uses AWS to store all of their data. And also they use AWS to run AI. And in this case, Amazon Bracket, you can see here, you can actually run quantum computers with that data that you have. So essentially, you can see providing AWS customers access to QPUs is an important part of accelerating the commercialization of quantum computing. This AWS collaboration enables end users to develop quantum algorithms using our state-of-the-art quantum hardware, enabling a wide range of application research progress that will guide the industry forward. So not only are they going to get a lot of usage, and we'll see what the earnings look like and how much usage there is, but there's going to be a lot of data collection there from AWS to see, these companies are invested in by BlackRock and Vanguard. But when you look at the institutional interest, what's to say that some of these quantum computing companies couldn't get bought out by bigger companies like Amazon or Microsoft if they see spurs in usage and a lot of usage in these quantum computers? I mean, that's an indicator they can see firsthand how many people are using the quantum computers, which could lead to some acquisitions of some of these companies. And I mean, that's speculative, but I would imagine that that could happen. So we also see over on Microsoft as well. And if you go into Google Quantum, Google is also in the quantum space. You got Quantum AI here on Google, Explore Quantum AI. Actually, I really like their website. Introducing Willow. So this is the next generation of quantum chips. One fun fact, I was hearing that the quantum computers that were being revealed by some of the companies like IONQ, Rigetti, and D-Wave, these quantum computers at CES, when I was talking with Microsoft and IBM and also IONQ, was that they are over 1,000 times more efficient than Google Quantum's Willow chip. So just keep that in mind. Then you also got a roadmap. They have a roadmap here, this chip. I was looking for maybe the Google Cloud. Do we need to search cloud? Let's see. Computing service. Oh, there we go. There's IONQ here. It's available through the cloud on Google. Okay, so here we are. Google Marketplace IONQ. This is I haven't actually gotten to check too much into the QPU usage on Google, but we're definitely seeing it start to. This is IONQ CEO and president basically saying, you can see they're on the Google Marketplace. We'll have to look more into using the quantum computers directly through Google. But when you go to a place like Rigetti, in the market research of looking at the company, their news, and what partnerships they have, you got a lot of these companies working with NASA. You have them working with Oxford Instruments, which, to clarify, the founder of Oxford Instruments was someone that attended Oxford, the university, but it actually isn't directly an entity part of Oxford University. So there was some questions about the Oxford teleportation on quantum that was achieved last week. That Oxford researchers pull off a quantum first with distributed gate teleportation. Basically, they were able to transfer data at the speed of light from two machines standing about 6 feet apart, which is quite the breakthrough. And part of that was, is this the same Oxford Instruments that's part of Rigetti? And we actually confirmed it's not the exact same. There could be some connections there, but no, it's not the exact same institute. So keep that in mind. But nevertheless, they got MIT for sure, NASA, AWS, Microsoft as distribution. And you can see the same kind of partnerships over with IONQ as well. IONQ is got these types of partnerships with NVIDIA. You got Lockheed Martin, so they're in the space industry as well. There's the Google Cloud there with Amazon, GE Research as well. And so these types of partnerships and distribution channels are going to be essential for seeing widespread use of these quantum computers. And the market's expected to grow from its current around 100 billion to 150 billion that it's estimated to be at right now. According to reports from IBM at CES, as well as Microsoft and IONQ, is that they're expecting that this industry could be between $1 and $3 trillion in the next few years. So again, $1 to $3 trillion would be a 10 to 30x of our current price point in the market. So market looks good. The companies in general are experiencing certain breakthroughs, improving error correction, improving the fidelity of these chips. And as we're talking here, let's see how Rigetti's doing it. Is it starting to recover still? Still holding above this line. We're going to see all the quantum stocks basically went from what was, let's say, $1 or $2 a share to some of them $21 or more. And when we look at the charts and we see what this looks like for the market, we saw a big crash. This was the Fed announcement that there was going to be less interest rate cuts. Then this was the announcement from Jensen that quantum computing is much further away. He was saying 10, 20 years. And then, of course, all of the companies say we're doing it right now. Go look at all of the businesses that we're plugging into. They even changed their name to Quantum Is Now. And then you see the recovery and holding above that 200-day moving average. Then it dropped below. It's just been consolidating from left to right, consolidating from left to right. No big moves at this point. If we see this move happen up to this resistance again, which is why we've been trading it so actively today. We've caught swings throughout this week, but we haven't been able to capitalize on this swing from the bottom to the top since back here when we were trading it. And so now we're looking to capitalize on this move, and we're seeing if it holds this level. But I could look at this chart and show you this looks like every other chart. I can go look at, let's take a look at IONQ. IONQ kind of the same, but a little bit more of a recovery after that crash. They crashed for sure about 50%, but they also recovered, and now they're in that same consolidation zone at that previous level, that previous support. And that's where they're bouncing between. And same thing, if we go over to QBTS, that's the one we're looking at. Same thing, the crash didn't recover quite as much, but you see it's consolidating. They, in fact, did make that move up to this resistance, but they also didn't recover quite as much as some of the other companies following the crash. And so now they've recovered. Now they're tapping on the door of this 200-day moving average. And possibly if they break above this 650, this is what we talked about yesterday, actually, that they were approaching this level. If they break above it and it starts to act as a support, as oftentimes resistance will act as support, then potentially we could see a nice recovery up there to the $11 range. Or let's see, the next level would be in that $750 range, which from current prices right now with QBTS would be about 16% return. If we see previous highs, we could be looking at a 75% return. So there's a lot of upside. There's also significant risk in quantum just because of the low market caps. But I do see long-term potential, and we'll be following these closely. Definitely with Rigetti here, as we've been trading it nearly every day at market open. We had a 10% day yesterday. Portfolio's up just about 1.3% today. But if you guys would like to watch me trade live every day at market open, it's that second link down below, StockMate. We have a great sale there. Would love to have you there. You get a free t-shirt when you join lifetime access as well. Keep that in mind. Who doesn't want a free t-shirt? And it'll keep you comfortable. It'll keep you focused so that when you tune in each day at live market open, you can watch the live trades, surround yourself with other traders and investors, people that are forward thinking and finding emerging markets in quantum, AI, space, and tech. And you get to do it every day at market open, should you choose. That sounds great, right? Second link down below in StockMate. Would love to have you there. Some people say they don't have enough time. I was just looking at some of our comments here in StockMate. One of my favorite that we've been looking at the last week is Charles. Charles says that he's there every day at market open from 6:30 to 7. Surprisingly, it's easy to follow. He says most of the time I'm just getting myself ready, and so ready for work, and listening to the live sessions and doing the trades along with Will. Couple of the days I did the trades myself, and I was able to make some money as well with the strategy. So that's one of the biggest things, not following me and just seeing my entries and exits, which you get to see, but also thinking for yourself is one of the best skills that you'll pull out of this. And so he says, I love to comment in the live sessions if he has time. Most of the time he's busy and getting himself ready for work in the morning. But nevertheless, he had a thank you there for some of the gains. He had a $1,200 gain on $5,000 in his first 2 weeks. And so the reason I bring that up is because some people say they don't have time. Some people say it's going to be too hard, or they're just getting started. And that just shows that those are things that actually work perfectly with StockMate. So again, second link down below. I'd love to have you there. Thank you guys so much for watching. If I earned your thumbs up, do hit that like button, but also comment down below what you think of the quantum market. If you believe that there's room for it to make this consolidation a consistent bounce here that it's been having here. Is that a consistent move that we'll see happen again here with Rigetti and some of these other stocks? I'm anticipating it is, but I would love to hear your thoughts and what you think about the short term as well as the long term in the quantum markets. Do consider subscribing if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.